Guten Morgen zusammen und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen USA-Webinar von uns. Heute, ihr könnt es sehen, wird es um das schöne Thema LA gehen, Los Angeles. Da wird uns heute die Hayley French ein paar sehr, sehr gute Tipps geben, was es an Neuigkeiten gibt zu LA, was es an Insider-Tipps vielleicht auch von ihr selber gibt. Also da werden wir gleich mehr von hören. Wir werden ein kurzes Update von Brand USA kriegen. Das steht uns auch noch bevor. Ich weiß nicht, Nadine, Hayley, seid ihr da? Guten Morgen.
Good
Hi Hayley, good morning. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Good morning.
So we'll continue in German for a bit, Hayley. Hope that's okay. When we turn over to you, it's going to be in English.
Fabulous.
Okay? All right. So few more seconds or a few more minutes until we hear again from Hayley. Wir machen einmal ganz kurz weiter mit der Folie, die ihr alle schon kennt mittlerweile, einfach die technischen Hinweise. Wenn ihr Probleme habt, denkt dran, erstmal versuchen, alles auszuschalten, was Internet braucht. Vor allem euer Mailprogramm sorgt da oft für Probleme, wenn es irgendwie hakt bei der Präsentation. Ihr könnt eure Fragen jederzeit gerne über den Chat stellen, ob es auch technische Probleme sind oder eben Fragen zur Präsentation. Und das ganze Webinar wird aufgezeichnet. Das heißt, wenn gleich mal Kunden reinkommen ins Reisebüro und ihr mal nicht aufpassen könnt oder das Telefon klingelt, könnt ihr euch alles im Nachgang auch nochmal anschauen in Ruhe. Das war's von meiner Seite, von Visit USA Seite. Wie gesagt, wir hören jetzt nochmal ein bisschen was von Brand USA, mit denen wir die Webinare zusammen veranstalten. Nadine, du hast uns ein paar Infos zu euren Tools, die Brand USA für die Travel Agents bietet, mitgebracht, richtig?
Ja, ganz genau. Ja,
Perfekt.
also von mir auch nochmal schönen guten Morgen. Schön, dass ihr alle dabei seid. Ganz kurz zu mir. Also mein Name ist Nadine Skop und ich bin für Brand USA in Deutschland zuständig, also auf dem deutschsprachigen Markt, Deutschland, Österreich und Schweiz. Und ja, nochmal ganz kurz zu Brand USA, falls der eine oder andere vielleicht doch noch nicht weiß, was genau jetzt Brand USA ist. Wir sind quasi die touristische Marketingorganisation der USA, also die offizielle sozusagen. Unser Ziel ist es, die Gesamtheit der USA als touristische Destination zu vermarkten. Und ja, und wir sind auch dafür da, um euch noch ein paar Dinge an die Hand zu geben, wie ihr die USA besser vermarkten könnt, wo ihr Informationen bekommen könnt. Und dazu werde ich euch jetzt ein paar Dinge vorstellen. Und zwar, wir haben auf der einen Seite, einige kennen es wahrscheinlich schon und sind schon fleißig dabei, unser USA Discovery Program. Das ist unsere offizielle Online-Schulung für die komplette USA. Also da könnt ihr euch anmelden unter diesem Link, den ich da aufgeschrieben habe, usadiscoveryprogram.de. Diese Schulung ist komplett kostenfrei, ist in deutscher Sprache und ihr bekommt dort verschiedene Informationen. Also es sind sehr viele Kurse zu den einzelnen Bundesstaaten, in einzelnen Regionen und Städten. Es gibt verschiedene Themenschwerpunkte, also Natur, Kulinarik, also Outdoor, Musik. Da gibt es einiges. Und natürlich könnt ihr da auch ganz viel über Los Angeles erfahren. Ganz viele Highlights und die Gastronomie dort, Outdoor-Aktivitäten und Wellness, Übernachtungstipps in LA. Also da könnt ihr den Badge auf jeden Fall, lege ich euch ans Herz. Und ich weiß, dass die Hayley da nachher auch noch ein bisschen was drüber erzählen wird. Wir machen ganz oft bei dem Discovery-Programm auch Gewinnspiele. Unser nächstes Gewinnspiel läuft von Mitte August bis Ende September. Also schaut da einfach mal rein. Das ist auf der Webseite auch beschrieben. Und die Teilnehmer vom Programm bekommen von uns auch noch ein Newsletter, wo alles beschrieben und erklärt ist. Ein weiteres Tool, was ich euch kurz vorstellen möchte, unser Haupttool, würde ich einfach sagen, ist unsere Webseite, und zwar unsere Travel Trade Webseite. Da findet ihr ganz viel. Da findet ihr allgemeine Informationen über die USA, über verschiedene Regionen, wie ihr auch seht, über Los Angeles natürlich auch. Wir haben Covid-19-Reisehinweise, wir haben ein Toolkit, da könnt ihr von uns so Banner, Fotos bekommen. Also ihr könnt euch bei unserer Media-Datenbank anmelden und Bilder runterladen. Falls ihr mal ein Kundenevent habt oder so Sachen braucht oder euer Schaufenster dekorieren wollt oder so, schaut da einfach mal rein. Dann gibt es dort die Kontaktliste von allen US-Destinationen. Also da ist einiges auf der Seite, was man sich anschauen kann. Ein Tipp dort ist auch der Reiseplaner. Das ist ein ganz cooles Tool, weil da könnt ihr einfach, wenn ihr verschiedene Städte eingibt, wenn ihr von A nach B wollt oder euer Kunde möchte als Beispiel, sagen wir mal, von Austin, Texas nach Los Angeles reisen, hat 3 Wochen Zeit und ihr wisst gar nicht, wie leite ich den am besten, dann gebt ihr das dort ein, dann bekommt ihr eine richtige Checkliste, was man braucht, dann mit Übernachtungstipps, mit Tipps für Attraktionen, Routenvorschläge, also macht das einfach mal, das ist super, also ganz nett sich anzuschauen. Ein Highlight auf unserer Travel Trade Webseite sind, finde ich, unsere Insider Guides. Das sind Reiserouten, die sind schon festgelegt, also die wurden vorher schon ausgearbeitet. Da gibt es verschiedene Themen, also über Shopping, Musik oder also ja, Geschichte, alles mögliche, Städtereisen. Da klickt ihr drauf und seht die Reise. Dann habt ihr, wie ihr hier seht, das ist eine Reise an der Pazifikküste mit dem Thema Musik. Da gibt's noch Oregon und dann nach Kalifornien natürlich auch, wo ihr auch nach Los Angeles könnt. Und da habt ihr dann auch verschiedene Tipps, ja, wirklich Insider-Tipps. Also wo kann man am besten hingehen? Unsere Route, die ausgearbeitet ist. Ihr seht oben rechts auf dem Bild, ist zwar ziemlich klein, aber ich könnte es erkennen, habt auch die Entfernung von A nach B, wie lange man fährt und halt Routenvorschläge, wie man da am besten auch fährt. Also das ist auf jeden Fall schon vorgefertigt und finde ich ganz toll, sich da ein paar Informationen zu holen. Ja, wir haben natürlich noch ganz viel mehr. Das erzähle ich euch gerne ein anderes Mal, beziehungsweise ihr könnt mich gerne jederzeit fragen. Christian wird euch auch im Nachgang noch eine Mail schicken mit meinen Kontaktdaten. Fragt mich jederzeit, meldet euch gerne bei Fragen und ich freue mich von euch zu hören. Und jetzt wünsche ich euch natürlich noch ganz viel Spaß bei der Präsentation über Los Angeles.
Super. Danke dir, Nadine. Perfekt. Also das waren die kurzen Infos zu Brand USA, mal 3 Themen rausgepickt. Und jetzt wird's Zeit, auf Englisch zu switchen. Hayley, I was just saying, okay, now it's time to switch to English. Now it's going to be your presentation. We're going to go to LA now with you, and the stage is yours.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Christian, and thank you to Nadine. As Christian said earlier, my name's Hayley French, and I'm the Director of Travel Trade at Los Angeles Tourism for Europe and Middle East. I just want to thank you all for joining the presentation today. We can't wait to welcome you and your clients all the way to Los Angeles. And thank you for bearing with me doing my presentation in English. One of these days, I hopefully will be able to do it in fluent German. So give me a few years. But yes, thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time out of your day. And yeah, as I said before, we're definitely looking forward to welcoming you and your clients back to LA when the time is right. Today, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of LA, give you some tips on how to keep up to date with the latest information and where to find our sales tools and assets that will really help you to assist you in selling the destination. So I guess the best place to start is why LA. Starting with the weather. Click the next slide. We have almost 300 days of sunshine a year, meaning we really do have no unpleasant seasons. So it is a great all year round destination for your clients to consider. Then moving on to the variety. I think a lot of people sometimes when they think Los Angeles, they think bright lights, big city. Yes, we do have that side of things, but we have such a diverse landscape from beaches to mountains and so much open space with 75 miles of beautiful coastline. We have so many different attractions, museums to choose from, as well as a lot of different events that happen throughout the year. So even if your clients have been before, there is always a reason for them to come back. Then moving on to the hotel diversity, whether your clients are looking for a small boutique property, a luxury hotel, or something a little bit more budget friendly, we definitely have something to meet all of their needs. And then lastly, we have Los Angeles International Airport, LAX. We have some fantastic air service from Germany, making it super easy for your clients to get to us. There's been a huge investment of $40 billion into the airport. That includes 12 new gates, a people mover that is in the process of being built that will connect all the different terminals. It will also connect you to the new standalone car rental. A lot of that was due to be complete in 2024. But if there is one positive to take from the pandemic, it's actually ahead of schedule. So it really is kind of hoping to be in place soon. We also have LAX has a great website, and on there they have a section LAX Fly Safely, and on there you can see all the latest safety protocols that are in place at LAX with lots of videos for you to watch. So it's a great place to go on and see what's in place at LAX to make your clients' journeys as safe as possible moving forward. So I definitely would recommend taking a look at that. Now moving moving on to the geography of LA, I think if you've been on one of my webinars before that I did previously, we always just like to mention the geography, because I think if you haven't been, or you haven't been for a while, just sometimes that can be a little bit confusing. We like to break it up into a series of different regions, because we really feel like it helps to get your head around the layout of the city. So we break that into the beach cities, which is the Malibu in the yellow, all the way down to Long Beach, San Pedro. That is where the cruises go from. That includes well-known areas such as Santa Monica, Venice Beach, Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach. And actually within the beach cities where that blue little dot is, that is where LAX is located. So it really is only 8 miles from the beach. So if you've got clients that want to just overnight in LA but still want to experience the city, we definitely recommend them staying out by the beaches. We then have the green area there, which is the west side, and that includes areas such as Beverly Hills, Century City, Bel Air. You then have the pink area there, or pinky orange, and that is Hollywood, which obviously very much speaks to it for itself, includes the lively part of LA as well, that is known for West Hollywood. We then have downtown LA, which is in that lighter yellow colour. Downtown LA has really gone through a huge resurgence in the last 5 years. Lots of new hotels. They can't build hotels quick enough there. Lots of boutique properties. Lots happening down there, some great restaurants. So I definitely would recommend, if you haven't been to LA in 5 years, it's definitely changed a lot, you know. So definitely keep that top of mind when your clients want places to stay. And then you have the valleys, which is the area at the top. So that's where a lot of the studios are. And then just moving on to unique LA experiences. We, of course, have some great outdoor and wellness. It really is a fantastic place to be outside. We have the amazing weather, as well as the 75 miles of beautiful coastline that I mentioned. We have some amazing restaurants, whether it be private dining or, you know, some great areas for picnics. Obviously, we have the weather, so there's some great alfresco dining options, as well as some great rooftop dining, as well as some great food tours. So it really can be as high end as you want it to be, and there is a real mix there. And then we have some great arts and culture. Of course, we have so many great museums, with a lot of them being free to get into. We have the Getty Museum that's located in Bel Air, which is absolutely stunning. We have the Hollywood Bowl, which is that picture at the top there. That's an outdoor amphitheatre. During the summer months, they have music from the movies, different concerts happening there, and you can take your own picnics in. So I definitely would recommend that. And then you have some great shopping options. So whether people want some outlet shopping, we have shopping outlets such as Citadel, as well as some great boutiques, as well as that high-end shopping experience. We have some great malls such as Westfield as well. So there really is something for everyone's tastes there. Now, as I said earlier, there is so much to do in LA, and obviously I don't have time to go through everything today. But just to highlight a few of the key attractions in LA, obviously we, of course, are the home of the movies, the entertainment capital of the world. So we have the iconic Universal Studios Hollywood. That very much differs from the Florida experience in the fact that it's still a working movie studio. So you have all the amazing attractions such as Jurassic Park, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Simpsons ride, but then you have the movie experience. So you go round on a little trolley to the different sets, you know, such as the Norman Bates Psycho, Jaws, and you never know what they're filming. So it's definitely a great day out for all of the family. We then, of course, have the Warner Brothers studio, which is the pictures tour that you can do with the picture at the top. That takes you around all the different sets on a little trolley. And that, again, is a working movie and TV studio. So if you've got people interested in that, I definitely would recommend it. That goes around the sets of, for example, Friends. So you can go on the set of Central Perk, Big Bang Theory, as well as having lots of different memorabilia there from movies such as Marvel, Wonder Woman. So definitely would recommend that. We then have the Griffith Observatory, which is the picture at the bottom with the dome. That's a really iconic building, and it's that you may recognise it from. It's in a lot of movies such as La La Land, and there's some amazing views of the city. It really is a great place to go up and see some amazing sights of Los Angeles. It's free to get into. There's also a planetarium there. You then have some great tours you can do, of course, in Los Angeles. So you have great helicopter tours. You have the Starline hop-on, hop-off buses that take you all around the destination. And then you have the Peterson Museum, which is the building at the bottom, the silver and red, that has all the cars, the iconic cars from across all the different eras and movies. So definitely would recommend that. And then, of course, we have all of those iconic attractions such as the Walk of Fame, Madame Tussauds. So there's definitely lots and lots to do in Los Angeles. And then just keeping with an outdoor theme, as I mentioned before, we have 75 miles of coastline. So we have some beautiful beaches in Los Angeles, nice, wide, spacious beaches with lots going on there. And with the weather, it really does lend itself to being outdoors and outdoor activities. So there's some great surfing that you can do. You can have surf lessons or do it at your own leisure. One of the most iconic things is cycling along the beach path, the bike path, with amazing views of the ocean. Obviously, skateboarding is great for all the family. Some great beach yoga, even some great walking tours. So, for example, around the Arts District, you can go and see all the street art, as well as in some amazing boat trips that you can do from Marina del Rey. So we definitely recommend getting out and about within LA. And then just also to mention, keeping with the outdoor theme, hiking. There's so many different hiking trails to explore. And we just thought we would give you a little taster of that by showing you a quick video just to give you a bit of an experience of that hiking. So Christian is going to press play for us.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Christian.
Hi. You're welcome. Yeah, I think it's really something that not everyone has on their list, right? When thinking about LA, that there's so much to do outdoors and so much hiking going on.
100%. And I think we have so much outdoor space. And I think, especially from, thinking from the perspective is that you can plan because the weather's nice as well. And there's also, I think sometimes people have the perception that it's an expensive city to go to, but actually there's so many different free options to do. You just need a bit of a plan. So hopefully a little bit later, I'll be showing you where you can go and get all those assets to share with your clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was exactly one of the questions that just popped up in the chat. So one participant would like to use that video in their travel agency. So just to be able to show it on a TV. So we can figure out if that's possible, and maybe you can include it in your follow-up.
Of course. And we also have a great YouTube channel where everything can be shared as well with all of our new, hiking trails. We also have one dedicated to the beaches as well. So we can certainly follow up. When I follow up, feel free to respond, and I can, if you've got any specific requests, find out what rights you need and things.
Perfect. Thanks.
Perfect. So moving on to how to get around LA. Again, I think sometimes it's a bit of a myth that you need to have a car. We actually have a great metro system, which I think Europeans are so used to using, not so much in LA, but it really is a great, simple, effective system, and it's expanding. So as you can see there, you can go up to, on the red line from downtown, up to Universal Studios, to Hollywood. You can go out to Pasadena. A few years ago, they built in a line that takes you straight from downtown to Santa Monica now. So there's 3 stops towards the beaches. And that is the part that will eventually be extended out to the airport, which is the missing part at the moment. But I definitely would recommend, where possible, using the metro because it's so quick and easy to get around. And it's actually around sort of 30 euros for a 7-day pass, which is super, super cheap. Well, especially compared to Europe.
Yeah, that's true.
And then even if your clients are going further afield, you can then get the Amtrak, for example. So you can go on the overground train to Santa Barbara, to Anaheim, to Palm Springs, to San Diego. So it's definitely, you can get further in LA without a car. So it's just to keep it top of mind. And then we just have the driving distances, because I get asked that quite a lot of how far everything is. And then moving on to what's new, we have some new hotels that opened in the last year or so. So we have the Hoxton that opened downtown LA. That's a brand that we're familiar with in Europe. I know they have a couple in London, as well as some in France. So that's a small boutique hotel with 164 rooms, a great rooftop. We then have the Wayfarer, which again is downtown LA. It's the former Ritzy Milner building, if anybody knows LA. And that opened earlier this year. We then had the Hotel June, which is a great little boutique property. It used to be the Custom Hotel, and it's located super close to the airport. But it doesn't feel like an airport hotel. It's a really boutique, small little property. So I definitely would recommend checking that one out. And then some exciting ones coming soon. We have the Godfrey Hotel that is opening, hopefully in July. That's opening near Sunset Boulevard. That will have 220 rooms, 4 bars, and a fantastic steakhouse. We then have the Fairmont Century Plaza that's opening late summer. Well, I think it's September now. And that's a $2.5 billion new redevelopment. We'll have 400 rooms, 63 luxury residents, and a 24,000 square foot spa, which sounds amazing. So I can't wait to check that out. And then we have the Thompson Hollywood that's opening in October, a really cool hotel. We're excited to have that open. And that'll have one of the largest roof decks in LA when that's opened. And that's located between Hollywood and Sunset. So I think a real sign is how well LA is doing is that we're getting lots of new properties opening. And although I've just shared with you 3, we actually have a full list. If anybody would like that, feel free to reach out to me. There's quite a few hotels that are opening, which is fantastic. And then, as I said before, there's lots of events, and we have lots going and new things coming up in the next few years. Some of the exciting openings are the Academy Museum that's opening in September. That's that picture at the top. Believe it or not, we've never had a museum that's dedicated to the movies before. That'll have 50,000 square feet of gallery space. It will have 2 theatres. It will have house a lot of movie theatre. moving memorabilia. And we're also expected, as it will be such a wow building, a lot of the movie premieres will actually be housed there. Then we have one for any Star Wars George Lucas fans. It seems a way off, but I'm sure it will soon be here. 2023, we have the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art opening. That's a $1 billion museum, actually privately funded by George Lucas himself. And that'll have all of the memorabilia from his films. And that'll be located in Exposition Park. So we're really excited about that. Then we have lots of events. So in the next decade, we have a major sporting event every year. So we're really excited for that, especially for any of those sports fans. So one of the key ones, I'll just call out a few, is the Super Bowl. That's next February. So we're already getting lots of inquiries with regards to that for any groups. So again, if you've got any inquiries, please reach out to me on that. And then, as I said, we will have a major sporting event every year leading up to 2028. We're actually hosting the Olympics. And we won't mention football too much, but we're also one of the candidate cities for 2024 as well. So yeah, definitely really exciting on the sporting front in LA in the upcoming years. And then moving on to travel trade resources, as I said before, it's hard to fit everything with regards to LA in today. So it's just some key points of where you can go to get some more information. We have a great LA Insider. It's an online training program where agents can go on and educate yourself in detail and become a certified LA Insider. Once you become an LA Insider, it opens up some fantastic assets such as images, itineraries, video content, also some trade discounts, and you'll also receive some, when life is back to normal, some invites to exclusive trade events as well. So I definitely would recommend checking that out. And I'll also, when I follow up with you, I'll send the link there so you can go on and register. I would definitely recommend it. And then, as Nadine mentioned earlier, we have our own badge on the USA Discovery Program, so definitely check that out. And then we have a great travel trade Facebook page that we've just launched. It's strictly for travel trade only. And so please give us a follow and a like. It's a great place to keep up to date with all things that are happening in LA. Obviously, at the moment, everything's changing so quickly. So we wanted a place where, you know, our trade partners can go on and we can share the latest information, you know, some new product on there. If we do any webinars, or events, so they'll all be advertised on there. It's a really great place to stay engaged. There's also some great, competitions where you can win some great prizes as well. So I definitely would recommend going on there and giving us a follow. And then also, just to mention, we have some great in-language guides as well as available on our website. So we have a German guide, a German map, as well as some luxury guides. So anything you need digitally is on our website. And obviously, when we go back to normal life, we'll be able to send those out to you as well if you want some actual copies of those guides and brochures in language. Yeah. And then we are just going to leave you with a little take you to Los Angeles for a few minutes and leave you with an exciting video. So roll video, Christian.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me today in English. And I hope that video gave you a little bit of taster. And as I said before, we just can't wait to welcome you all back to LA.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, great video. I mean, there's a very good reason why LA is on nearly every itinerary going to California. Yeah. It's not missing on any trip. So it's such a great, well, literally great. So like a vast city, a great city. It's so much to see, so much to do. Yeah, LA always is lots of fun.
Definitely. And I think you just need to know all of the different options, and, you know, you can definitely easily fill a week in LA. And, you know, before the pandemic happened, we were actually seeing clients actually twin within LA. So doing 2 nights by the beach and 2 nights in the city, just because it's such a different, as I mentioned earlier, such a different a feel to each different neighborhood within LA. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm just seeing in the chat there's one question. So I think that's the Facebook link Kerstin's talking about. So yeah, if you could include that in the follow-up as well.
I will do. All the so the Travel Trade Facebook, the LA Insider, I will also our website where all of the brochures are. I will include that in the follow-up link. Don't worry.
Perfect. Then there were 2 questions. One was with regards to the wildfires from last year, if they had a major impact on the nature around the city, because we were talking about the trails and the trekking around LA. So what's the situation like?
It's not so much, actually. A lot of it was broadcasted as LA, and it actually, very unfortunately, but it was actually in very much in those residential areas. So at present, we don't see it have had a permanent effect. But if anybody needs any more details on that, I can certainly, you know, follow up on that. But it's not something that we've, you know, been informed of, that any areas have been permanently effective. But, you know, our main thoughts that everyone was safe and okay, although we're very sad.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, Kerstin's just writing that she meant, well, of course, the Facebook page as well, but she actually meant the link for the second video that we were showing. So they're really interested in your videos today.
I know, we have some good assets, and I think it brings LA to life. You know, we've just gone through a rebranding, so we're just putting all our new logo on all of our videos. So you may it may take a couple of days, but we should have those shortly. But I would definitely recommend checking out our YouTube channel. If you just type in Discover Los Angeles, and then you can see all the different videos there, because we actually have a video for every single different neighborhood. So I think there's 32, and then there's also a great hotel for every single hotel over 50 rooms. Our team have actually been out and filmed a hotel video. So it's a really great trade tool to have. If, for example, your client's looking at a hotel, you can actually show them share the video link, and it brings it to life. So that's another great asset.
That's really great to know. Yeah, that's very helpful, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah, great idea. Then there was one question, the new hotel projects. The question was if they have parking. So I'm pretty sure they do.
I think within LA, it's pretty certain that nearly every hotel has parking, because nobody likes to use public transport in LA. So it's all about valet parking. So I would be very, very shocked if they didn't have some kind of valet parking experience, because that is a huge part of, especially for residents in LA, everyone drives.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, to be honest, traffic in LA is an issue, right? So maybe, as you said, because public transportation exists and is good. So maybe if you arrive in LA or leave from LA, you may want to drop off your rental car or get it a little later and do LA without the car.
Definitely. As I say, we don't hide from the fact that traffic is in LA. But where we are used to getting on public transport, I definitely would recommend maybe leaving your car, dropping it off when you arrive in LA, or not picking up a car. And maybe using the public transport, metro, to get around. And those areas that you can't get to, maybe using like a taxi for those areas, because I still think it would be a better value than maybe like taking a car. But it's down to the personal taste. You can definitely get even the hop on, hop off buses, the Starline open top buses. They're great to use for transportation. They go, out to the beach. So even if you don't want to use them for sightseeing, why not use them for transportation? So I would recommend, maybe get using the public transport where possible, and then if you can't get to a certain area, maybe taking a taxi. But it's also very car friendly if people do want to I think the road trip is a huge part as well. So it is car friendly. It's just we do have a little bit of traffic.
Perfect, thanks. Then Christine, she's asking, well, she's looking for 2 rooms during Super Bowl next year.
Okay.
Would that be something that she can write about to you and you'd be able to help? Or
definitely, we can definitely put you in contact with someone or make some recommendations. I know the city obviously has it's a huge demand, but we can certainly make some suggestions and put you in contact with anyone, one of the hotel properties that we would recommend. But we're really excited to have the Super Bowl back in LA in February. So it'll be exciting. We had the new stadium that opened last year, the SoFi Stadium, which is absolutely amazing. So it's permanently home to our 2 NFL teams, the Rams and the Chargers. So that's going to be our new the home to the Super Bowl. So we're really excited to see that in all its glory.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, well, what a great start for the stadium.
I know.
With Super Bowl right away. After 2 years. That's perfect. One question coming in concerning the hop-on, hop-off bus. Do you have the pricing for the hop-on, hop-off buses in your head? Or?
I don't have it on top of, in my head. I would be happy to follow up with you. So when I send out the follow-up email, maybe drop me a note and then I can get you those exact prices, because I think a lot of things have changed in the last year. So I just don't want to give you some incorrect pricing. But I know from memory, like it's very affordable.
Perfect. Yeah. So that would be great. Yes, I think we covered all the questions that came in so far. Let me double check. Looks good. No, I think we got it all covered.
Perfect. Well, if anyone thinks of anything afterwards, please feel free to reach out to me.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Everyone's going to get your contact details with the follow-up, as you said. So whenever there's anything concerning LA that's on their mind that they have questions about, they can always feel free to contact you at any time.
Great.
Well, great, Hayley. Thanks for the update. That was lots of fun. Short and sweet. So I think that might be one of the shortest webinars we've had in the last months. So maybe a nice change for the audience, because we're not taking too much time today. And it was very concise, very precise. So thanks a lot for the great information.
We'll have to go on to make up that time, go on the LA Insider and complete the online training program as homework.
Yes, that's true. Great idea. There's just one thing I want to mention. Next week's webinar for everyone. So next week, we're going to visit Tampa Bay in Florida. So it's going to be next week, Wednesday at 10 a.m. So same place, same time like today. And the topic is going to be Tampa Bay. That's next week's webinar. And that's actually the last webinar before we're doing a little summer break. So it's our last USA webinar for the next weeks and months. So make sure to be able to join and to see me one last time. No, joking. There's one more question coming in. Yeah, of course, that's a tricky question. So how much time do you recommend for visiting LA? How much time should people spend there? Yeah.
I mean, of course, the longer the better. But I honestly do think a nice amount of time if you want to see everything, but you haven't got unlimited time. 5 nights is always good because I think you can always get out and see the different neighborhoods, maybe pick a different neighborhood a day. But I definitely think 5 nights is a good time if you can't stay longer, because you can easily fill it. You know, I've been going to LA for many years and there's still such a list because I never get through it all. So I definitely think, like, down to everyone's preference. But 5 nights is the time where you can go out and see all the different areas and really feel like you've seen the beach, seen the city, maybe done a studio tour one day. So you could easily fill 5 days. Yeah,
I agree, because there's so much to do, and even there's so much more than just the big names, right? So it's not only your Universal and your Disney. It's not Sperry Farm, it's Six Flags around. So for the theme park lovers, that you can easily reach from LA. There's so many, like the hiking you did mention, the outdoors. It's I think it's easy to underestimate LA when it comes to the time you need to see, because in your head it's just one city, right?
Yeah.
But it's huge. It's so much to see.
Yeah. So, definitely. And I forgot to mention, but as you mentioned the hiking, also there's a great company called Bikes and Hikes. And they actually really work closely with the German market. I know it's been really popular for the visitors in the past, where they actually can do a bit more of a hiking. So they guide you up to the Hollywood sign hiking. It could be as easy or as hard as you'd like it in small groups. And they actually can time it with the sunset. They're telling you about the history of Hollywood as you're walking up, and you can see all the different locations. So it really is a great thing to do. And then they do like bike tours, so like a LA in a day, food tours. So they're a really great company, just to give them a shout out, because I know that they're quite popular for the German market. So I definitely would recommend looking at those for those tours that they do.
Yeah, that's great. I like the last question. Where can I find the celebrities? So probably in the very expensive restaurants.
Yeah, do you know what the thing is, though? You see them in the most unusual places. So always on the beach. I've seen a lot of celebrities on the beach in LA, like jogging up and down. Mm-hmm. A lot of hotels. LAX, you always see quite a lot of celebrities there. So it's one of those places that you never know who's around the corner, or in a restaurant, or even doing their grocery shopping. There's so many celebrities in LA that you're quite often bump into them where you least expect it, as well as places like farmers markets. A good one actually is there is a farmers market and the Grove in Fairfax, so on the west side, I think it is. And it's right next to Fox Studios. I think it's Fox Studios. So a lot of them will go and do like script run-throughs or like an early brunch, and like seen some of the best celebrities, like just grabbing nowhere fancy, but like grabbing a taco or a coffee at the farmers markets. So definitely would recommend it.
That's a great insider tip. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's a celebrity in LA.
Yeah. Next question. What's the most famous location for concerts?
You have, as I mentioned earlier, you have a Hollywood Bowl. So that is a really great one, where, you get the outdoor amphitheatre. So you have everyone there from Bruce Springsteen to maybe One Direction. And that is such an iconic venue. It really is, as well as, lots of different others like the Forum and places like that. But definitely my favourite is the Hollywood Bowl. Lots happening there. Really, really great outdoor. You're underneath the stars. You can take your own picnics in, or you can go the whole shebang and have it catered by Wolfgang Patina. So it really is an amazing thing to do. So there's lots of concerts happening there. So you can check on their website throughout the summer what's happening there. But then, of course, you have LA Live. So that's downtown. So you have the Staples Center, the Nokia Theatre, where they have lots of different concerts where a lot like the Latin Grammys are held. the Kids' Choice Awards and things like that. So a lot happening downtown in the Staples Center and, you know, the theatre there as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, perfect. Thanks. Oh yeah, there are questions coming in now. So
I know, everyone's warming up.
Yeah. So are the studios open again to visit?
They are. So we based it, LA California, I think June the 16th or June the 15th, had all of their restrictions open, lifted. So basically life is very much back to normal in California. You know, everything's open. Always obviously check availability and book in advance, but everything is open.
He just clarified it. So is it possible to visit shows again? So like as an audience, like go to Jimmy Kimmel or whoever it is. So that's possible again? I
believe so. I would check with each thing, but I believe everything is back to, you know, we've got crowds in sporting events, you know, basketball games, and I'm sure TV shows are also back filming with an audience as well, just because they lifted those restrictions. So life is pretty much back to normal.
Perfect. Yeah. No, sounds great. So and there's no mask mandate anymore, right?
No, there's advisory. I think it's not a mandate, but there is advisory, you know, where you can't necessarily be 5 feet away from people, indoors, outdoors, but there is it's not a mandate.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially, so the question was aiming at the beaches. So at the beach, you don't need to wear a mask. No. Yes. Yeah, of course. You should always try to keep your distance and be considerate of other people.
Definitely.
For sure. So yeah, probably just like you would do here as well in Germany or in the UK.
Exactly.
So yeah. Yeah. Perfect. All right.
I think maybe public transport and stuff you may still need to. I'd have to double check with that. But we have a great on our website, discoverlosangeles.com, because the restrictions were changing quite a bit. We have the latest list on there of exactly where you need to wear a mask for vaccinated and unvaccinated.
Yeah, perfect. All right. Yeah, it seems like now we got all the questions answered.
Great.
Perfect. Yeah. Hayley, thank you very much. And you can really tell you've been there quite a bit and you really know your way around.
Yeah, LA. I just can't wait to go back. Let's all go.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, I think everyone would book it right away. So
fabulous. Thank you so much, Christian. And thank you so much to everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, of course. And thanks for your time, Hayley. Thanks for holding the presentation.
Great.
And thanks for everyone else. Thanks to everyone else for taking the time to be with us, and hopefully see you and hear you next week. All right.
Everyone.
Thanks, Hayley, and of course, Nadine. Thank you very much for taking the time to be with us.
Tschüss.
Ja. Tschüss. Bis nächste Woche. Bye.